Okay, here's a quick video to show the setup of a Herpstat 2. Hit the enter button to enter the menu. Press down until you get to system setup. Press enter again to bring you into that menu. Press down or the minus button until you see master reset, then hit enter. It's going to ask you, do you want to reset it? We're going to hit plus for yes, and that's going to show loading defaults. What this is going to do is erase any options that you may have already put into the unit, putting it back to the exact factory defaults from when it came out of the box. It's going to go through a short testing procedure as it does that as well. We'll wait for that to finish up, and then we'll start entering our settings. Okay, we're rebooting after the reset. Okay, we're going to hit enter once to pull up our main menu. Output 1 shows. We're going to enter the output 1 configuration. Here we have our different options. The output mode, if we go in here, by default it's set to heat dimming. That's what we want. If we wanted to adjust that to say pulse mode, like if you had a metal rack system, you hit minus to go down through the options, plus to go up through the menu options. And you can see all the way up is disabled, so that would mean no function. It would not register the temperature probe or so forth. But we want it on heat dimming. Hit enter to accept that option. We're back to our output 1 configuration menu. We're going to go down 1 to daytime temperature. We're going to hit enter to select that option. Here's our daytime temp. Let's go ahead and hit up until let's say we get to 88 degrees. That's a fairly common one for people. We've got it selected. We're going to hit enter to accept that option. Okay, we're still in output 1. You can see that as indicated by this 1 in the upper right hand corner. So it brought us back to the top of that menu. As you can see, here's our daytime temperature again. Now we're going to adjust our night options. So we hit enter to get into that sub menu. You can see it's turned off by default. We're going to hit enter again, which now has cycled it to, or toggled it to turn on. Okay, now we're going to hit the minus button to go down this sub menu. You can see here's our nighttime temperature. Hit enter on that, and let's adjust our nighttime temperature. Let's say we want it to cool down to 80 degrees. We're just hitting our minus button, holding it down. Okay, we've selected 80 degrees as our nighttime temperature. Okay, hit enter to select, and we're back to the night cycle option menu. We're going to go down past the temperature, and now here's our start time. We're going to hit enter on that. This is what time it's going to switch over to that nighttime temperature. By default it's at 8 p.m. Let's say we wanted it a little bit later. We'll hit the minus button for 9 p.m. Okay. Hit enter to bring us back. Okay, we're at the top of that submenu again. Now we're going to go down. This time we're going to choose the end time. Enter. This is going to be what time it resumes back to our daytime temperature. We have it set at 8 a.m. Let's say we wanted it a little bit earlier, say 7. We'll go ahead and use the plus button to toggle through the hours until we get to 7. Let's say we want it at 7:30. Okay, we use the minus to toggle the minutes. Alright, we want to accept that. Now again, we've gone back to our night cycle options at the top of that menu. We're going to go down. Here's our ramping if we wanted that. Now we're all the way down at the bottom of that submenu at back. We're going to hit enter on that, and that brings us back to our main menu. You can see for output 1 configuration. So you can see here we are with our daytime, and there's our night cycle options that we were just in. Here's where we can set our alarms, sensor adjustment, maximum power, basking assist. Now we're going to hit back again. This is going to take us back to the main menu. Okay, here we are back at the main menu with our output 1 configuration. If we hit minus, we're down to output 2 configuration. Identical settings as output 1, same exact menu setup. We need to set the system time in order for our night cycle stuff to work, so we're going to go into the system setup menu. Okay, here's our options. It starts off at the display type. We're going to leave that. We don't need to deal with our sound or brightness. There's our master reset we did originally. Okay, here's our set system time. We're going to go into that menu. Same thing, plus toggles the hours and minus the minutes. So right now we're at what, 9:47 a.m. Okie dokie. We've got it set. We're going to hit enter. Make sure when you did set that you had your AM PM correct. That's going to adjust your system clock. We're going to go down our options here. We don't need to set the system date. You can. That does aid in tracking your high-lows for when it hit its highest temperature on what day and so forth. We're going to hit back. That's going to bring us back into the main menu again. We're going to keep hitting the minus button to go down the menu options until we see exit. Hit enter. That takes us out of that menu and we're back into regular operation. We're getting our temperature. We're starting to ramp up with our power. You can see output 2 is disabled currently. That is the default and we have not changed any of the options for that. It's the exact same options as output 1. You just go in and change that mode from disabled to heating and dimming mode, and that would enable that output. Everything else is the same in that menu system.